I'm Jason Goldberg, founder and CEO of Airstack, and I'm here with Rishi Thakkar, one of our senior developers. Today, we're going to give you an overview of Airstack. Rishi is going to show you how to write some more complex queries. I'm going to first provide an overview of the APIs that we provide, and then I'll show you how you can use our AI engine to write your queries, give you a glimpse of our new Explorer that we launched yesterday. So it's a graphical interface on top of our APIs. And then I'll hand over to Rishi to go into some of the queries. First of all, we want to make it as easy as possible for you to integrate any Web3 on-chain and related off-chain data into your apps. The whole mission of the company is just make it easier and easier for developers to integrate with the things outside of their apps. So you can focus on your app, use our APIs to get the data about everything else. And so everything we do on our roadmap is all about how do we make it easier and easier so that you don't even have to run any backend infrastructure if you don't want to be able to bring data in about your users, about their on-chain activities, and things that increase relevance. So first, I'll just show everyone really quick the APIs that we have. Let me go here. So Airstack offers a number of APIs. Today, and just from a company strategy standpoint, we decided to go really deep on Ethereum and Polygon. So rather than doing like 10 chains and doing a little bit on each, we decided to go really deep on these two chains. We also have POAPs on Gnosis, but really deep on Ethereum and Polygon and offering features and API access, especially around social and identity that you don't find anywhere else, and helping solve very specific use cases. And then we'll take all that in the coming months to other chains. Going on the left-hand side, we provide APIs for tokens, ERC20, 721, 1155. Every transaction since the Genesis block and new transactions within seconds are coming through our nodes. Very strong, obviously, and also in NFTs. We also offer resized NFT images inside of our API, so you don't have to go out to IPFS and fetch images. It's all right there in our APIs, which we'll show you in a second. We also are the first and only indexer right now of ERC6551 token-bound accounts. Rishi will show some examples of that, and we're thrilled to work with the token-bound working group. Very close with the team there, and a lot of developers building on 6551 see huge potential in that, and we'd love to work with you if you're thinking about building on 6551 here in Paris. You can also use Airstack to get all token balances, token transfers of users. And then, as I said, we're especially strong in identity. So we have fully indexed ENS subdomains, and regular ENS domains, Lens and Farcaster when it comes to social, POAPs, all 6.5 million POAPs that have ever been handed to anyone we have inside of Airstack and new within seconds. And also, as of yesterday, we also index XMTP. And so XMTP, you might be familiar with, is a messaging protocol, enables you to send messages from one 0x address to another. At Airstack is the only way today you can find out who has XMTP. So you could query, does this Farcaster address, or this Lens, or this ENS, or does the whole who in this POAPs has XMTP? So we enable that as well as a benefit with inside of Airstack. And the other thing that we do also related to XMTP that's really interesting is we act as the universal resolver for XMTP, right? So with XMTP, you can message from a 0x address to another 0x address, but I don't know Rishi's 0x address, but I do know his Farcaster name, and he might know my Lens handle. And with Airstack, the messages get through because we help developers resolve those. So all you need to know is the name of the person that they have, whether it's their ENS or their Farcaster or their Lens, and we help devs resolve that. We'll show you in a second. And then we have a lot on NFT sales and marketplaces in our APIs as well. So let me go back here, and where we go here. So, okay. So 1 second, sorry. Let me show you. All right. So when you go to Airstack, the first thing you'll see is that once you run a query in Airstack, if you want to, you can share it with the community. If you want to really start to jump in and learn about the APIs, one of the things you can do is just browse queries other people have done. So you can see there's a query someone did that has 374 runs and 4 forks of get all ERC20, 721 tokens of POAPs, NFTs of someone. Or bulk check if a 0x address have XMTP and primary ENS. I think Rishi can actually show how to write this query today. And you can just see also there's by different tags. You can see queries that people have done about socials. And you can just dive into any one of these, and you can see the GraphQL query that the user did to get this, right? And so I'm just giving you an overview. We'll walk into some of these and walk through some of these in detail in a second. But the first thing I want to show you is the cheat codes. So the cheat codes is we want everyone obviously to learn our GraphQL schemas and our APIs, but you can also get started using our AI engine. Our AI engine is built with GPT-4. We've been working on it for 7 months now. It's fully trained on the Airstack APIs. It's over 99.9% accurate. So if anything that is in our APIs, it can help you write the query. So I'm going to show you, for instance, I'm going to show you 2 queries here. First, I'm going to pick on my friend Shane Mack, who's the CEO of XMTP. I'm going to say, show all NFTs, tokens, socials, ENS, and XMTP for ShaneMack.eth. And I'm going to ask the AI to generate this for me. Pretty complex query. I mean, this is basically saying NFTs across Ethereum and Polygon, tokens across Ethereum and Polygon, socials is both Farcaster and Lens, ENS, and not even providing a 0x address, providing his ENS that it's going to resolve. And there he goes. There's the result. Here you can see his Farcaster name is Shane Mack. His lens is ShaneMack.lens. Here's other domains that he has. Here's his tokens. Here you can see we also bring back the images of those tokens, all here in a single query and response. So you can create all sorts of amazing user experiences with this just from a single API call. Obviously, you could also do this in multiple API calls, but the AI helps you learn this. And just to show you an example here, I mentioned we built an Explorer that we launched yesterday. And this Explorer is a front end to the APIs. I'm going to do the exact same query. So I'm just going to type in ShaneMack.eth, and there's the results. And the Explorer is designed in a way where this is entirely forkable. You can grab SDKs for this with React and JavaScript and Python. We have the code is available for the front end here. You can get it from our GitHub. And then for any of these queries that you do, like the one I just did from the front end Explorer, you can also just jump right back into the GraphQL and get the API. So here I'm going to go right back in and get the API for that query right there that made the front end. So very easy to learn it either way. You can use the AI or you can use the Explorer front end. Something else I'll show you from the Explorer real quick is we also not just wallet balances, but also token holders. Here's an example. This is very current. This is ETHCC6. We have aggregated counts of the token holders. You can see the socials, how many have ENS, Farcaster, Lens. Pretty impressive, actually, that 570 people from the 1136 have signed a transaction on Polygon and got a Lens address, just saying. Here you can see all the token holders. And then same thing again, if I go to the GraphQL here, you can get that exact query right there. And as I said before, you can also see that the images are resized, so you can literally just call our APIs and get whatever size you need and plug it right into your application. So you can build something like an Explorer, but you can also do all sorts of other things. And just to show you real quickly, in our docs, we have a number of different use cases. We have specific around token bound 6551, has XMTP, resolving identities. We've also done a lot with contact recommendations. So we've done work both with Farcaster and with Lens and with XMTP to help recommend people that you know based on your on-chain behaviors. So people that you've sent tokens to or sent to you, who have like NFTs in common or POAPs that you've been to together. There's a Lens playground we built. Happy to share if anyone's interested. I can show you some of that. And lots of other use cases as well that you can dive into in our docs. Lots of tutorials here as well. All right. Over to you, Rishi, to get into more. That was the fast overview, and Rishi's going into details.
Thanks, Jason. Hi, everyone. So let's get started with some pretty interesting queries. Right. So for the first one, let's try and get all the people that hold the POAP for ETHGlobal Paris, and let's see what extra information we can get after we get those owners. So for that, we can use our POAP API. Over here, we need to pass the event ID. I have that here. And we can see the owners and their addresses. We can see more things about the event, such as which country, city, yep, and let's go. Right, so we got that. This is this is like the POAP event for ETHGlobal Paris. We got the metadata. We have some description associated with it, and yeah, this is the owner for this particular token ID. So now, supposing you met somebody here at ETHCC and you wanted to reach out to them, say on XMTP. So you can quickly check with XMTP whether they have XMTP enabled or not. And let me right. So for whomever it is, so for example, this address XMTP is enabled, this address XMTP is enabled. So you can directly reach out to them, and we can even get their primary domain as well as their different social handles. And voila. So for example, this user has XMTP enabled. Here's his ENS. Here's their profiles as well. So this is one pretty cool query that we have. Moving on. Yeah. So for the next one, let's look more into ERC6551, and let's try to form a pretty cool query. So we have the accounts here. So this account represents like the account which the NFT is owning. And let's say we want to get let's start with getting all the ERC6551 accounts. We can get the address, the token address, token ID, some information about the NFT as well. Right. Yeah. Right. So here we have the right. So this is the address of the contract deployed. This is the address of the NFT, and like because this is a wallet, so we can get other information about it as well, like whether it has any ENS or any lens accounts. And here we have the NFT, and there's some metadata related to it for ETH. So we can take a specific token address and token ID, and we can add it into our filters. So token address here and token ID. Right. So yeah. So here we have for that particular NFT, we have the address of the deployed contract, and we also have the token address of the NFT which is owning that account. And say we want to get the owner of that NFT as well. So you basically have the account, then the NFT, and then the owner of that NFT. So you get the true owner of the entire sort of tree here. For that, we just need to go into NFTs. We have token balances, and here we get owner, and after that we get the addresses. Yeah, so now we get this particular address here. So this is the externally owned account which owns for this particular token address and this token ID. he owns this NFT, and this NFT is what is owning the account. So just putting that together, we have a pretty complex query here, and using this, there can be ways to get like for a given account or a given set of NFTs, we can get all the ERC6551 accounts related to that, and as well as the owners for it. So it could be a way to kind of get the total balance of a particular NFT, because if you have this NFT and each ERC6551 can hold multiple NFTs, and those NFTs again can have 6551, so you get like a complete tree. So yeah, we can get that all through Airstack. And for the last query, we can get, I can show you how to use variables. So rather than entering everything in the UI, we can just take a bunch of variables here. So these are a bunch of addresses that I have, and I'm building a query now where we can get a given owners for each address. We can get their ENS name as well as their whether they have XMTP enabled or not. So we can go through token balance. How we add a variable in the UI is we select the owner, and then we just and this $ here, add the variable. Yeah, and here we can just pass addresses. And we get their owner, we have their socials, domains. So let's start by getting their ENS names, file names, and XMTP is enabled. Right, so here you can just summarize, like we have an array of addresses which we're going to pass as a variable, and we're getting all this different information about these particular addresses. Right. Let me add a few more. Yeah, so I think a tabular form might be a bit better here. So we can see, like, for this particular address, there's socials. So this particular user has two socials. One is CR, which will be on Farcaster. The other is Lens. The domains which he has couple of at least 10 ENS names here, and like this particular address has XMTP enabled. So yeah, that's really powerful, because in a single query, you're able to get the owners and their socials XMTP status as well as their domain information, and we can even add token addresses as well here. So you can get, for a particular NFT, all the owners and their particular social handles and other identity fields. Yeah.
So we'll take questions in a second. Just if you're interested in 6551, definitely recommend reading through the docs that we have on 6551. And also the 6551 founders are in our dev chat, and they're on standby if anyone needs any help deploying your 6551. Our team can help somewhat, and they're staying by to help. And in particular, in our dev docs, we also have some queries you can just kind of like replicate on 6551. One of the very interesting ones is you can just say, show the last 10, or you can show all 6551s either deployed on Ethereum or Polygon. And if you just add in at the end and all the assets in them, you'll see the whole tree of every asset, the images of the NFTs that those 6551 accounts own. Obviously, we can go into a lot more. We also can answer any questions one-on-one or come to our booth. And if you're not in our Telegram chat yet, please join, because our whole team is standing by to answer questions. And we have 6 minutes to answer questions now. Go ahead, please. Yeah, so Airstack is completely free until September 1st. Starting September 1st, we will have a generous free tier, and then it'll be charged based on usage. But for now, it's entirely free. There is a rate limit. If you need a rate limit increase, we have 5 additional free plans right now. So just let us know what your needs are, and we'll give you a rate limit increase. You can just request one from our team. So Ethereum mainnet, Polygon mainnet, and so we do recommend hackathons. Like, we don't index squirrely right now. We know a lot of folks would like us to. So if you need some Matic to use on Polygon, just let us know. We'll send you some. Yeah. New transactions, I think you're asking like how fast are things in Airstack? A new transaction in Ethereum or Polygon should be in Airstack within a couple of seconds. We've tested over and over again for performance. It's the very, very low latency. It's not real time, but it should be just a couple seconds. Right now, we run our own IPFS nodes. Right now, IPFS. We have a couple other off-chain data sources we use for descriptions and metadata. We're not right now, unfortunately, not indexing where we've yet.
Yeah. What? So basically, so the token URI which is there in the contract, like if it's an Airwave URL or an IPFS URL, like we're making the call to the nodes, getting the data, storing it, and you wouldn't have to add any extra like effort from your side to fetch it. Like, it's all on Airstack.
Even I learned something new today.
So it does that, like, are we gonna,
Yeah, in a way. We have 2 minutes left. Anyone? All right. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.